out time travel is a thing, and they are getting ready for the Fire Festival. So they're all going.
Oh, and welcome to the Derp Derp channel.
Hi. Is this the Conan? No, not Conan. Basement Dwellers, right?
We can do Black Mirror first.
Black Mirror. Black Mirror. The episode was called
Maisie Day.
Maisie Day. This is Derv Derp's first time seeing anything Black Mirror related.
Other than a little bit of first season, and I didn't catch my interest too
Yeah,
much.
first season is pretty dull. I think that was like only 3 episodes. Um, but once you get to season two's a lot better. Um, Not every episode is good, but I'm gonna introduce him to, I think it's called White Christmas with John Hamm in it. That kind of gets you a better understanding of what world that you're in. It's a more futuristic uh, Twilight Zone, or what's the other one called? Outer Limits is another one, but this is more of a futuristic um, setting. And if you haven't seen it before, uh, it's start with White Christmas and then go from there, because it just explains everything a lot better. Some are really good and some are just god awful. It's a hit or miss with all of that. Seasons. The last season that came out, season 7, was just nothing but fire. It was so good. Every single episode was like on point. It was great. It was amazing. Seasons 5 and 6 were eh. Seasons 3 and 4 were very good, and and 2, and then season 1 was meh again, and hit or miss with the episodes. It depends on what you like. So, um, they do bring in celebrities from time to time. Just I think they had Miley Cyrus on. They had Topher Grace, John Hamm. Um, I think in one of them it's called Nosedive. It's the woman from all the Jurassic World movies, the redhead. Who else? Oh, they have in one there is the guy who is now currently Captain America. I forget his name. Do you remember his name?
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie. He's in one of them, which is a very good episode. I like that one. Um, but yeah, it's definitely something that you kind of there's a niche to it. Um, you see either you like it or you don't, and that's comes with the territory of it. But anyways, that's my take. And anyways, yeah, on to Macy Day. It starts. This is a spoiler alert, by the way. We're going to be talking about it. So basically, it starts off very slow, and then it's crescendos into something that you don't expect. Usually, this is a technology based world, but this one was more of a fantasy. It has to do with Derv. It has to do with
Paparazzis.
yes, a very horrible, horrible creature. Yes, this woman is a paparazzi person, and she takes a picture of a guy, and he's like, "Please don't send those pictures. I'll pay you money." And she's like, "Nope, I gotta make my own money." Blah blah blah. And a few days later, he kills himself, um, or sorry, unalives himself. Oh, sorry, censors. Um, and so she decides to quit. However, this woman called Macy Day, she's a huge star actor, and something happens to her in the Czech Republic. She runs over someone with a car, and she turns to drugs and alcohol because of the shame of it. So she hides, and she gets a tip from another paparazzi guy that Macy Day's somewhere, and you get a picture of her. It's 30K, and she needs the money to pay her rent. So she finds out where she likes to eat, and she orders out from this Chinese place. Um, from there, she is able to follow a delivery truck to the place. She sees a car, and it leaves, and she's like, "All right, I'm gonna follow this car." They go to a place far, far away. This is in California. They go up north or south or whatever. It's in the middle of nowhere, and her tires get punctured by this guy, and she's like, "Shit!" So she has to be by, and the guy who gave her the tip initially comes along. They come to this gate, and they learn that this place is like a huge, like a retreat area, kind of like a spa to help you relax and get better. All the staff was excused from the area. They paid a lot of money for one person. She's gonna detox basically, and so they go to this place, and two of the other paparazzi put a tracker on this dude's car and this dude's bike, and so they come along, and they're sleazy as sleazy people get. You can tell, like, right away at the beginning they were like taking pictures of this woman, and one of them called her a slut and a whore, and she hit him, and he's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you hit me. I'm gonna sue you." Like, he's just a giant pussy. Um, super super beta. Like, he hides behind his camera basically as a shield, and he doesn't care if it's ruining other people's lives. Paparazzi in a nutshell, am I right? Anyways, so they get to this place, and so they're all there. One of the paparazzi's like, "I'm gonna dig," and he digs under the fence, so they're able to get in, and they're looking with their cameras, and they see this like weird doctor come out, and they're like, "Hey, that's a guy he's not really a doctor. He's more into what was it, like
Voodoo stuff.
yeah, voodoo stuff, and like herbal medicine, and um, alternative medicine." And they're like, why is he here? And so the doctor leaves, and then they go up to this place, and they see her in there, where with their cameras they're able to see inside a little better, and they notice that she's chained up. So our hero, she breaks the lock, and she's like, "No, we're gonna release her." and they all realize, oh, this is Macy Day. So all of them start taking pictures of her, and it's flashing the whole time. And our hero stops. She's like, oh shit, she's in trouble. We need to help her. And the whole time, this girl, Macy Day, she's just like, no, no, don't stop, don't get away from me. And they just keep taking pictures because they're paparazzi motherfuckers, and they have like no souls and shit. Um, and So they're taking pictures of her, and then she looks up and she sees the full moon, and she turns into a fucking werewolf. And two of the paparazzi are fucking idiots. They just keep taking pictures. They're like, "Oh man, this is so cool. This is so cool," and it gets to the point where her and the guy she was with run away right away. They're like, "Oh, this is gonna be bad. Let's get out of here." And the two other guys stay. They're like, "No, these pictures are gonna be worth so much." And of course, one guy gets eaten, and then another guy who dug under the fence, like he has his backpack on, so he can't get through. And so the motorcycle guy, is trying to take this dude's camera. Like he's on the ground, he can't do much, and he's like, these pictures are gonna be worth millions of dollars. And the guy's looking like, help me, and he's like, nope, motherfucker. So he gets eaten, and they run back to the cafe that they were at, and there was like a huge. They see a cop, they're like, you need to call someone. Oh my god, and they're like freaking out, and he just ate like the best chicken and the best pie ever, and he's trying to explain to the waiter like, hey man, this chicken was perfect. There's there's different ways to make chicken. People think you can just put chicken in a pot and turn it on and that's good. No, you have to specially do the chicken, blah blah blah, and then these people run in, and you can't just say, oh, there's a werewolf chasing after us. So of course she tries to grab the gun and she gets handcuffed slightly. Um, so this girl who became a werewolf comes in and she gets shot a couple times and basically kills everyone except for the hero. And at the very end, she turns from a werewolf back into a human because she's dying, and and just bleeding out all over the floor. And she turns to our hero and she's like, kill me. And so the end is that the hero, instead of shooting her, she just gives her the gun and holds up a camera, and you see the flash. Um, but I didn't see a flash from her camera, so I don't know. We don't know if she actually took the picture, but I'm pretty sure she took the picture because she was holding up the camera like, "Do it. I'm gonna take a picture of you and get money."
It also could have been that a total 180 where she was shot.
That's true. If there was one flash,
Yeah.
yeah, we don't know. Was the girl Does the girl get shot instead, or did she shoot herself? Boom.
Or did she just shoot the sky?
Yeah, we don't know. Or maybe it was like a thing like, oh, I'm gonna commit suicide. Yeah. So yeah, that was a very intense episode. It's a very it's an okay episode. It's not like some of their other stuff, but it takes so long to get going. I wish they would have done more with the whole werewolf attack thing and had that be a little longer, you know. Um, but other than that, it was decent. It was it's a good it's one of those things where you go, okay, that happened. All right, cool. Now we're introducing fantasy creatures into this mix. So but anyways, that's our reaction to that. The Macy Day of Black Mirror.
Eventually, I'm sure we'll get to watching season by season because it is in our dice list.
Yeah, I think that'll be just like one episode at a time, and I'll tell you which ones are good and which ones are not, because I don't really want to show you the really bad ones, but it might be good to show you the bad ones so we can like make fun of it and shit. Because there's some that are just god awful, and you're like, why did you make this? and there's some that are just like, oh my god, I'm blown away. What is happening? You just don't see it coming. So definitely recommend Black Mirror. They also had this is the one I didn't see. They also had like an interactive one where you get to choose like what happens next. I think we could do that for one of them and just be like, this was our adventure. This is what we did. So it's like I forget what it's called. It's Black Mirror something. I was gonna do it, but then I kept looking at it and be like, oh, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Then I just completely forgot about it, kind of thing. So yeah. All right. Well, thanks for watching that. That was our review of Black Mirror. Macy Day. If you liked it, leave a like. Otherwise, a werewolf will come after you and bite your fingers off. Subscribe if you want. I'm Ski Nerd. Over there is Derp Derp. So thanks for watching. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Now on to podcast. Which
What else have I been watching?
7/13, July 13th, Basement Dwellers. Saying it so when I'm going to, it'll make it easier to say the day so I can go through and when I eventually upload, I can figure out what day it is.
Yeah.
But
Oh, I was watching that.
gonna do like last week, 2 weeks worth of movies. It just makes it a little easier. Let's just go right into the movies. I had them up. Last week we had Superman, which we'll talk about here in a moment. Or after going through all the movies. Then we have Apocalypse in the Tropics. No, we already went through. Yeah, we already went through this week's. We did it last week. Yeah, so.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just gonna do July 18th movies.
Alright. Cloud. Ghost Up. Life After. St. Clair.
First up is Eddington.
Oh, I think I saw it. Oh, it's a guy who is trying to expose like the COVID thing?
Yep. Joaquin Phoenix versus Pedro Pascal.
Who's gonna win?
This I might actually see. I like Ari Aster's some of his movies. I liked Midsommar. I hated it. Hereditary. This one looks good. Starring Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal, Luke Grimes, Deirdre O'Connell, Michael Ward, Clifton Collins Jr., Amelia Hoffel, William Billou, and Austin Butler, and Emma Stone. As he said, it's basically a town mayor and sheriff fighting over COVID conspiracies. Then we have I Know What You Did Last Summer, the reboot. I'm definitely seeing this. Because I was a huge fan of the originals back in the 90s. Then we have the Smurfs musical.
Oh God.
I'm not gonna see this.
No, go just skip this one, please. God no. Rihanna, no, no, fuck you, Rihanna.
Then we
fuck
have
the Smurfs. I don't care.
This went to YouTube by clicking on it, but sorry. Let's see if I can pull it up. No, that isn't. How did this become? How did the Banished become? The Banished farmer hero lives as he pleases.
Wow. Maybe he found a cheat code. That's the only way you can live as you please.
Starring a bunch of people I don't know.
Ooh, it's rated 5.3 already. But it's not out? That doesn't make any sense.
It's a horror movie. Upon the death of her abusive father, Grace returns to derelict coal mining town that she grew up in, only to find that her brother David is missing. Deciding to reunite with her family, she sets off in the wilderness, guided by a strange man from her past, hoping to find a hippie commune that David has escaped to. Along the way, Grace is abandoned and injures her leg. Her only hope becomes another lost hiker who's communicating with her via radio. They agree to meet in an identified landmark in the deep forest where he will provide medical help as Grace makes it. Seems like just a synopsis of the whole fucking movie. Tagline is "Terror is a place." I don't want to read the whole synopsis of the movie. That's what it seemed like I was doing. Then we have Cloud. A thriller from Japan. That guy looks familiar.
Looks like, Asian Harry Potter. He looks like he has a scar on his forehead.
It's directed by Kiyoshi Kurosawa. Suspense thriller depicting collective madness born from a chain of hatred. A man wearing a bag mask suddenly appears in front of the main character, Yoshi. Yoshi suddenly becomes a target when he hears a voice saying, "I'll kill this guy," while looking at an online screen where hatred turns Rattel is posted, or towards Rattel is posted. Why are you being targeted? Who are you targeting? Cloud, also known as Japanese word in Japanese. I don't know how to read kanji. Is written by Japanese filmmaker. Oh, it's the director of Sweet Home. Maybe I will see this. I still want to know why that guy looks so familiar.
Asian Harry Potter.
Masaki Suda. It's gonna bother me if I don't look it up. That is not him. No, apparently that is him. Yeah, that's him. He's in Death Note movie. Gintama movie. Oh, he's a Shinpachi in the Gintama live action movies. That might be why he looks familiar. And he's also Shinichi in the Parasite TV show, which I never watched. For some reason I thought he was in one of the Yakuza games, but nope. And then we have Guns Up, starring Kevin Smith. No, Kevin James. Action comedy. Then we have Life After. True story about Elizabeth Bovia. Think this has to do with euthanasia.
Oh, what about the youth in Asia?
In 1983, a disabled California woman sought the right to die, igniting a national debate about autonomy, dignity, and the value of disabled lives. After years of courtroom trials, Bovia disappeared from public view. Disabled, yeah, it's basically
it's all about the Asian youth.
Sure.
That are disabled. Okay.
Then we have St. Clair. Bella Thorne's in it. I expected some reaction from you.
What? I don't know who Bella Thorne is. She sounds familiar.
I had it mixed with the Fallout girl.
Oh. I don't remember her name, but Bella Thorne. Sounds really familiar, but whatever.
Her. Not who I thought it was.
Yep, I don't know.
And then we have Shari and Lamb Chop.
Oh, Sherry and Lamb Chop. Yep. That's from the Lamb Chop show.
Yep.
From many, many years ago. I remember that when I was a child. And a lot of different puppets, kind of like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood when they go to the imagination place. Forget what that's called. But many puppets, and I learned this one very cool trick, which I tried on someone and I completely failed. So, you have 10 fingers, right? Check it out. Count my fingers. How many fingers do I got? 1,
Your
2,
thumbs
3,
are tucked in.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How does that work? But I got 10 fingers. And then she was like, oh, you put the middle finger under there. I literally, when I was like 6 years old, I tried showing off at daycare, and I was like looking at it like this, and I was like, how many fingers do I have? And the girl was like, immediately pointed to my middle finger, and I was like, what? No way, how did you see that? It's because I was not aware that my vision and her vision were different. Whoa. Crazy. Anyways, Lamb Chop was pretty, it was alright. It wasn't Mr. Rogers or anything, but, you know.
Hey, this yesterday marked the beginning of Detective Conan Cinema Saturdays, where they're going to be playing a movie every week of Detective Conan, starting with The Darkest Nightmare, which I don't need to watch it. I've already seen it. But a dub of it. out of my out of the Conan movies I've seen, it's probably one of my favorites because it has to do with the Black Organization. And also this week started Dexter Resurrection with us getting the first 2 episodes.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Bitcoin's going up.
First 2 episodes were really good. We got to see um, Return of Trinity Killer, Return of Miguel, Return of Surprise Motherfucker. And it just felt like it was back to how Dexter originally was. More serious. And I'm excited to see where the rest of the season will go. Because we haven't even seen most of the big stars that will be in it yet, including Peter Dinklage, Polka Dot Man, Neil Patrick Harris. The only one we've seen in the first 2 episodes was it Uma Thurman. And then I've been watching all the Case Closed, aside from what he and I have been watching. I'm on episode 1048. What are you watching?
Bro, my turn. Alright, I'm going to talk about something. It's a game. I believe it was made in like 2017, 2018. It's called We Happy Few. I watched this about a year ago. Um, Christopher Odd on YouTube. He does a really good playthrough with it. He was actually in touch with like the developers and stuff like that, which is very interesting. So he basically plays through the whole game, and it's about a guy who's, if you've seen 1984 or read the book, the main character, he is still like changing history. He gets like an article and he um, censors all the bad things that are in it. In this case, this guy is censoring anything that would make people unhappy. And in one of the articles you see is an article about him and his brother, and it causes him to have a panic attack basically. And everybody is giving these pills for free called Joy, and what it does is basically makes you feel happy, and it dilutes your perception on everything. And so he sees his brother and he starts to panic, and people can immediately see if you're not quote unquote happier, and they're like, have you taken your joy yet, to be one of the group. And this image of his brother causes him to panic, and he starts running away, and now he wants to figure out. And now that he's quote unquote off his meds, he sees the world for what it really is, a horrible place where people are like starving to death, and anyone who's considered not taking their joy is kicked out of society, and the only thing you can really do is take more joy. They even have it in the water supplies and stuff. So his mission is to figure out what is happening in the world, and he's trying to find out what happened to his brother. It's a very apocalyptic game within a very well done story. It's basically it's set in the 1960s after World War II. It's an alternative universe where the Allies lost and Germany took over. And so one of the things that happened when he starts remembering things, and he remembers that children at the time were taken from their families to Germany as part of the ceasefire, I guess, and they haven't seen the children since. And if you take your joy, you're forgetting. Now you're happy, and that's their whole plan. That's the whole point of the drug, is to make people quote unquote happy and forget horrible, tragic things, and that'll make everything better. But you kind of go underground, and you discover what's happening in this world, and you discover like what you've been told were actually lies, and you see like what actually happened, and it's very, very intriguing, very good story. And it's just like, okay, he meets other people that he's seen before. Are they taking their joy? Are they going to try to turn him in? Or are they seeing the truth too? And society is, you see signs of the society slowly collapsing, and you know, people are starving and they don't have anything to eat, and you have to go around and try to steal stuff. And people, some of the pills that they're taking are not working, and when you stop taking your joy, well, guess what? You get kicked out. So have fun with that. Very intriguing story. I loved watching the playthrough from Christopher Odd. How would I rate it out of 5? I'd say like a 4.7, a solid 4.7. Very intriguing story. They get into the details of joy itself, and there's puzzles, and there's sneaking around, and it's very good game. Definitely check it out, or just watch a playthrough if you want. See the first couple episodes, and if you want to buy it, then buy it. Boom, awesome, great, grand, wonderful. No yelling on the bus. Okay.
I did think of one other thing, but then I forgot it.
That's fine. Save it for next time. All right. Also, baseball MLB All-Star break is happening this week, and we'll see what happens in the Home Run Derby. I always watch that. I enjoy watching that. And then there's an All-Star game. I never watch that because I think that's boring. I just see the score, and I'm just waiting for Friday to happen again, so we can get our fantasy stuff going. It's that 4-day lull that's like the worst. But it passes. Anyways, all right. Thanks for watching. If you're still here,
we one quick thing. We saw Superman this weekend.
Oh, right. Superman. Our reaction to it. Superman. It was very confusing when I first saw it. I was thinking, oh, did they make another Superman before this, and I'm just missing everything? Because what they do is they introduce a lot of characters. They have Lex Luthor. They have this guy fighting Superman for whatever reason, and they were saying like, oh yeah, Lex Luthor sided with this guy from Bavaria or something, some weird country name. It's a fake country, and there was like a plot there. They tried to invade, and he's giving them munitions, and they plan to split the. Oh, spoilers, by the way. Spoilers. They plan to split like this country, and so Lex Luthor can be king of a country. And at one point, Superman gets arrested, and they think he's done bad. Lex Luthor infiltrates the
Fortress of Solitude,
and discovers his parents talking, and they're like, "Oh, we love you. We want you to have fun on Earth." And then they reveal the end of the message, which is to take over Earth, have them worship you. And Lex Luthor has this obsession with Superman and what they call metahumans, aka mutants. And they want the humans to survive, and he basically wants to be a tech lord and have a utopia with technology and stuff like that. But he's very reckless with his technology. He arrests Superman, puts him in a, what did he create? It was a
dimension.
A pocket dimension where he basically puts all his enemies, including his ex-girlfriends. He befriends this element guy who can turn
Element Man.
Element Man who can turn into any element. And so his thing is kryptonite, and Lex Luthor has missed Element Man's kid, so he's being forced to do the kryptonite thing. Then Superman convinces him, like, hey, I'm gonna help you. And he's like, okay, I'm convinced. And he's like, I can have a mini sun to give him some power back. And he's able to escape with everyone. And then they go after Lex Luthor. And because Superman is good, he can't really, like, kill him, basically. That would prove, Lex Luthor right, that metahumans are bad, kind of thing. But Lex Luthor is like lawful evil, and he's just like, well, maybe he's probably more neutral evil, I think, because he doesn't really have a code. He's just like obsessed with getting Superman, and like at every turn he's trying to kill Superman. He created a clone of Superman, and he uses him to fight. But this was actually really cool, how Lex Luthor basically he studied Superman, so he knows all his moves. So he puts in different codes to the person that's fighting Superman, and he's able to do different moves. He basically turns this guy into he has a controller like a video game, basically, and he's fighting Superman. And then this other woman, they call her the Engineer, and she has nanobots all over her body, and they tried to drown Superman and nanobots. So Superman flies up really, really high and then falls right into Earth and defeats that somehow. We learned that he can hold his breath for an hour unless there's nanobots in his body. And then he's able to basically get Lois Lane is able to get dirt on Lex Luthor thanks to Lex Luthor's girlfriend, who's obsessed with one of the journalists, and he promises to go out with her, but she's fucking nuts. But she has dirt on Lex Luthor, and they find all this that he was planning this invasion of this country illegally, and so they get him on, like, hey, you tried to invade this country, and Lex Luthor starts to cry, and because he knows he's defeated, and yeah, that's pretty much the movie. Oh, Alan Tudyk is in it, and I looked it up, and he is one of the robots at the beginning, number 4. I did not recognize it, and then there was like other people too that were just for the voices of robots. I think Jason Momoa was one of them. Nah, it wasn't him. It was someone else. I looked at it. It was like the order of the people. The IMDb has the order of what do they call that?
Cast.
The cast. The order of the cast from when you first see them. Let's see. Superman, IMDb, go.
And don't bother staying for the credits.
Yeah, there was a bad. It was basically the poster of him. Oh, we forgot about the dog. Kryptonite.
Dog was the best part of the movie.
Yeah, I can't believe we forgot about the dog. He has a dog. Crypto, and he's uncontrollable. And we also see Supergirl at the end. And I don't really know anything about her, but apparently she was partying in another world, another galaxy.
With the red sun.
Yeah, so she can drink. And it's her dog, basically. And we see her playing with the dog at the end, and it's crazy.
Played by Millie Alcock from House of the Dragon.
Who was Nathan Fillion? He's the Green Lantern.
Guy Gardner.
And he's what?
Guy Gardner. That's his name.
Oh, I don't know anything about the Green Lantern. So, we had Mr. Terrific. I've never heard of that superhero before, but he's there, and he's like super smart, and he has these like ball things that fly in the sky. These ball drones, and the dog likes to go after them, and that was key because to help defeat Superman's clone. Lex Luthor relied on drones himself to see what was happening, so he can type in the code to do different moves on Superman, and he just had the dog go after the drones, so he couldn't see anymore.
But Crypto is the best character in the movie.
Grace Chan. Bradley Cooper was
The
Superman's
mom,
dad.
Your dad, yeah.
Michael Rooker was robot number 1. That's who it was. Mary Poppins, y'all. So he's technically in both universes. I don't see anyone else I know. Yeah, that's who it was. It was Michael Rooker. So yeah, we had the dog, and there was a lot of things going on. They did a fantastic job at casting everyone, especially Lex Luthor. He was so ruthless, and I want to be like Lex Luthor because he looks so fucking cool. But he's evil, so I wouldn't do that. Anyways, he was the guy from The Menu. He was like the guy.
Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah, he was the guy who invited the prostitute to the dinner or whatever. And I was like, I've seen this. The whole time watching, I'm like, I've seen this guy. Where have I seen this guy? He's from The Menu. He was good. How they casted Superman was good. Lois Lane was like a little weird. It was just like, wait, why are you here? And they were already like in a relationship, you know. There was nothing there. They already had that. Then you had people who were like, oh, we need to get revenge of Superman. It was like, who are you? I don't know who you are. Like the engineer and the Superman clone. That was like that all happened like off screen, and then like this whole thing with something happened with his country, and Lex Luthor is involved with it, and you're like, oh, what happened there? They don't explain that. That's kind of funny. But yeah, it was overall it was I kind of liked it. Not gonna lie, except they had too many like comedic scenes. They had that guy from SNL who was just there as comedy fodder, I guess, and it gets to the point where because James Gunn was directed this, he also did the Guardians of the Galaxy. I watched the review of Critical Drinker. He's much better at this than we are, but he did a lot of the comedic stuff, and now it's just like been overdone, the comedic stuff. They need to like tone it back, way back. The reason why it worked in the first place is because it was so rare to have that, but now because they overdo it, people are like, okay, it's not funny anymore. Like 10 years ago it would be hilarious, but right now it would definitely not. It's not taken very well. And they also had the plot with all the journalists, and there was that one like super like good looking one. She had like, but she was all fake though. It was like fake boobs, probably had a facelift. She was like 40 years old, and her things were like right here in your face, and you're like, okay, come on, you're not a real journalist, are you, lady? I think she was, but I don't know. They just kind of had. It was like they all had a relationship, but off screen, and so you're like, oh, cool, these people all have a relationship, and you're like the new person that walks in, and you're like, I don't know anyone. Oh, why is that funny? Everybody else has an inside joke except for me. Okay, cool.
Essentially, everybody met like in.
It feels like the third or fourth movie already, but it's the first one. So in that sense, it makes it fresh and new. I like that because you can go with like multiple directions at the same time. Because there was like so many bad guys in there, and then so many good guys, and like even at one point there's like a, what do they call it, an anemone, but it was like a scout anemone or something, some creature from another galaxy or another world or whatever, and you could just see in the background Superman's like talking to Lois Lane, and he's just like. And she's like, "Aren't you going to go out there and stop that?" He's like, "Oh, that's just a typical anemone, and these guys got it. This is easy peasy for them. It's just the Green Lantern and who is it? Hawk Girl?
Yep.
That's the other one, Hawk Girl. She had like a weird power. She kept screaming. I was like, why? What does that sound? But
No,
I guess it's part of
her power is just pretty much she can fly.
She can fly and she has
a
super
wind,
strength.
or she
has
has
a
a
maze.
wind. Yeah.
She's a giant ass maze, and I think she uses
She's an alien.
the voice thing. Oh, she is okay.
Yeah.
She uses the voice thing to hurt people's ears, I guess, or intimidate. I guess that's kind of what it is. Yeah, I don't know much about these superheroes, so Pony. Oh yeah, I saw that. That's funny. Yeah, so that's kind of my reaction. Do you have anything else
No.
on it? I think we covered pretty much everything in the movie. A lot of stuff going on, and yeah, I liked it. All right, cool.
Next movie we're gonna watch in theaters is Fantastic Four.
Yeah, we'll see how that compares to the DC one.
And
From what I'm hearing, especially the Critical Drinker's not going to be very good because they're doing like oh, Silver Surfer has to be a woman now, and you're like, why? Silver Surfer's a dude. That's just how it is. Don't change it. Why are you changing it? You don't need to do that. Oh, I got scared for a second.
What?
Ah. All right, so I think we can stop it here. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, get subscribed. If you don't, Hot Girl's gonna scream at you and mace you in the face.
Tomorrow we're gonna do Danganronpa Part 5, some Conan,
and One Piece.
Yep.
So, all right, thanks for watching. Sayonara.